That's a plus for those who have campaigned for this, isn't it, Mr. Nwanko? What's your take on this?
It's a plus. We need to see it in actual practice and be sure that it satisfies the yearnings of people who have asked for inclusiveness in the electoral process, who would like to see people who are living with one form of disability or the other be able to vote. So I think this is really a plus, but I think we also need to go back to the conversation about electronic transmission, because I think it's really important for Nigerians to understand the impact of these on the elections and the need for Nigerians to understand how these impact on the elections. But certainly the Braille material is really very critical, and I would like to commend INEC for taking this forward, especially with a few months to the general elections, and we hope it plays out. But with respect to the electronic transmission, what is important, I think, is for a lot of Nigerians to see how that process works. And even us who are observing elections, have been doing so for quite a while, need to understand how it works and how it helps to strengthen the integrity of the electoral process. We think that if INEC has used the electronic transmission method for quite a while, then it's time for this to be opened up for observers and for party agents to see how it works. What it does is, of course, boost the integrity of the process. So it needs to be opened up for
that's a challenge, a big challenge for, to INEC. We have 30 seconds to go back to Lagos. Magically, we just go to my colleague, Gimba Omar, to anchor from there. But in 30 seconds, if you may quickly intervene. As at 31st of August 2018, we do know that 1.682495 registered voters for Osun State. And we understand that the PVC collected as at August 31st, 2018 is 1.192. And the PVCs uncollected is over 480,000. What is the latest?
The number of registered voters remain the same, 1,662,495. But now we have had increase in the number of those who collected their PVCs, because which ended about a couple of days ago, Wednesday this week. We now have 1,246,915 have collected their PVCs, which is about 74.14%.
That's incredible. That's perhaps one of the highest in the country at the moment.
About that.
Let's take a pause now. We'll go to my colleague, Gimber. Gimber, those are some of figures that is going to be important for those who are analyzing this election and see how this election pans out. If you're not from Osun State, I did mention, or even from Osun State, and you're voting tomorrow, I gave you an understanding of how this will work. Gimber, what is on your mind right now about how this will play out? And as a test case for 2019, are you upbeat?
I am. Thank you so much indeed, Sean. But it is very important that INEC itself, the security agencies, are able to work together to try to see that some of those concerns that are raised are able to be addressed, even as we look into a couple of hours from now, when the people of Osun State will be electing who becomes their governor. But we'll be keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that everything will go on down well. But I've got some more information for you, and this is coming from the Federal Road Safety Commission, Federal Road Safety Corps. They have deployed 15,000 personnel, 60 vehicles, and they have announced the restriction of vehicular movement on some highways as part of its additional efforts put in place to ensure the compliance with restrictions of vehicles and their movement during the Saturday, 22nd September 2018 gubernatorial elections happening in that state. That's just tomorrow. The Federal Road Safety Corps, we understand, has deployed 15,000 personnel with 60 vehicles to man strategic routes during the exercise to achieve a hitch-free vehicular movement during that very exercise that we're expecting tomorrow, when we shall have a governor elected by the people of Osun State. But I still have with me in our Abuja studios the police PPRO, Juma Moshood. I'm just wondering, Sheon has just introduced, and the REC in Osun State has just said that that particular new innovation by INEC. That's the Braille was introduced just 2 days ago. Are you aware of it?
Come again, I couldn't get you.
The Braille has been introduced by INEC. Are you aware of it?
Yes, of course, the Nigerian police force is part of all the arrangement in ensuring a secure environment for free and fair election that comes tomorrow. We are quite in the know, and we have equally adjust our operational strategies to incorporate that and to be able to protect those who are disabled to be able to perform their civil responsibility tomorrow.
Because I have them here with me, and I would like to introduce them to you. To my far right, Mr. Tunde Mohammed. He's the chairman, Lagos State Association of the Blind. And Mr. David Osun is the former president, Nigeria Association of the Blind. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us on this very auspicious occasion where we're looking at the figures, really, and just about everybody concerned in the Osun State elections and how they will be voting for tomorrow. Let me get your thoughts first, Mr. Mohammed. You have seen how this is all playing out, but how well are people who are visually impaired, as it were, set for these elections tomorrow?
I think that everybody knows what is happening in the country. Either you're blind, deaf, or what have you. So it's important that you have the opportunity to choose your own leader. It's part of your disability. So introducing the Braille, okay, I'm going to talk about that later, but I think everybody now is geared up, and it's even a plus that we are being recognized to come out there to vote. I know in the last few years, it has really improved what we call priority voting, whereby disabled people get to the polling unit, and you're allowed to register first before the other people. And when voting commences, you are also allowed to cast a vote first. And now, introducing this Braille thing is even a step further. But it's only about the Braille, about people that are on wheelchairs. Are they able to access those polling units also?
But this is the first time, Mr. Osun, that this is happening in Nigeria as a whole, starting with Osun State. It's a significant achievement for INEC and indeed for people who that are visually impaired. But looking at how this will work, what are your immediate thoughts?
Well, let me join the chorus to say thank you to INEC and to applaud them for this innovation. It's an innovation that right from when I was the president of Nigeria, sort of the blind, we've worked with INEC, we have advocated so much for it. So that is coming now, it's a welcome idea. How is it going to work out? It's a good idea that we're going to have blind people to be able to vote independently.
If I would just permit me to just come in for a minute or two, we really need to go on a very quick break, but don't lose your trail of thoughts. When we come back, we'll let you continue from there. Join us again.